Good day, dear students. Let's begin our next lecture. Today, we are going to talk about tourism management. I do hope that you will get some useful information from today's lecture. So, let's begin. And I do hope you will get some very interesting information about how to manage the company that you are going to form, to set in the future life. So tourism as a social phenomenon has long been present in our country. However, the entry of Uzbekistan into the market economy has made significant changes in tourism industry. In order to develop, to make some kind of contribution to tourism, you should know about how to manage, about the management. The management, that means it came from English language, to mepale, or to manage, to do some action till the end. That is the art of organizing. It is the ability to achieve goals. It is the process of ordering. It is the activity of managing materials, technical human information and other resources. In relation to tourism, the following concept of management can be formulated. Management is the activity of managing socio-economic process occurring in the tourism industry. Tourism also has a certain characteristics that distinguish it from other activities. So let's talk about it, and then we'll move to the management of it. Tourism is always a change of location. As we know, moving from one place to another place. Changing of location is called tourism. Changing the climate, changing the geographical conditions, changing the culture, and so on. Next one is to stay in another place. That means if you move from one place to another, you have to adapt. You have to adapt yourself to all the conditions that you have chosen to travel. You have to stay in other place. Payment of labor, it means if you want to move from one place to another, you have to spend great amount of, or just enough amount of money for service that will be implemented for your satisfaction. So now you know that tourism is a movement from one place to another, or staying as well in another place, as well paying for the service for you, for your satisfaction, for your demands by tourism agencies. So how to manage this system. It means this management system consists of control and managed subsystems and set of necessary links. It is necessary to clarify that tourism management is carried out in a market economy, which means let's wait for the next slide coming, that we are going to speak about the clearly orientation of tourism business demands and market needs, and to improve the quality of tourist services. First of all, you have to know what is the demand and need in the market, tourism market, as well as to improve its quality. First of all, you have to identify economic independence of tourist enterprise. So you have to use modern information technologies and adjustment of goals and routes, as well as. So that means you have, first of all, you should know about the demands and needs, and then you have to just make your road or map to satisfy the client's needs, and then as well as to just develop the quality of tourism service. All of them just concerned to tourism management. When we speak about features of tourism management, they are especially you have to work as a man-to-man system. Especially you have to manage how to find the way just to the human communication system. Essential tasks of managers are to determine the types of clients, identify their real needs, The managing the tourism, that means talking to clients, talking to people, or just who works for your company. Of course, the peculiarity of tourism management is also strong influence concerning to the interests clientele or stakeholders and clients. You have to deal with the stakeholders, you have to deal with the clients, and you should find some kind of contact just to attract their attention to your organization. When we speak about highest level of management, we can say the followings. Highest level of management, especially just concerned or can be represented by chairman of the board of directors, supervisory board, president, vice president, or management board concerning just tourism field. And when we speak about the people, especially they coordinate the activities of their deputy heads of departments and other subordinates. Especially they are the highest level or rank of managing system. They can be some kind of international organizations or the very main organ or body of the country. When we speak about middle level of management, we can say the followings, as it differs from the highest level. As highest level just can be presidents or vice presidents of any just governmental and private tourism agencies. Middle level, that means the head of the departments can be middle level management who will control lower level divisions and departments. They are especially heads of the departments and the heads of the associations, but not the managers. The managers are the highest person who leads the just agency, organization. And when we speak about lowest level of management, we can say the followings, and I do hope that you can understand, clarify who are they. If the highest one is the managers, directors, and the mid-level is the heads of the department, and when we speak about lowest one, the lowest management system perform executive functions weekly, or who implement weekly or even daily tasks. They can be executive staff, for example, any plumber. If they have got several plumbers, they have got some managing system. If they have some restaurant department, they will rule this department. Due to the small number of staff, a small tourist organization, sometimes there is no lower managing system. They are few. Sometimes they are controlled by a highest one and a mid-level managing system. So, what are the functions of managing system? First of all, performing the functions and preparing and discussing and solving some kind of issues concerning to development of tourism. Especially, they have to receive and process information about the flourishing of their company. But they manage in order to motivate team members to analyze work of the company. It doesn't need to work with a lot scattered paper of documents, but here their aim is to motivate and to analyze as well as to develop the process of tourism. Here, ethical norms, moral principles are very important. So especially the managing systems, their aim is to maximize the profit and of course distribute the benefits fairly. And of course, they should have disciplines. They should be example of a person being. They should be culturally examples to everyone. And they have to have an ability to manage themselves. And they have to know how to select the staff. And ability to see and provide perspectives of the company. And the ability to influence others. And knowledge about the modern management approaches. And they should have ability to innovate, and not only controlling as well as innovation is very important. Art of management requires a good knowledge. We must not forget that each employee is a person with unique experience and requests, and neglect of which can just each of them can just decrease improvement of your organization. Each management method should have their own style. They should manage, they should direct, as well as they should monitor the performance of the tasks. They should control the executiveness of the job. They order as well as they monitor. They should support and provide assistance to the employees. Here, they should be able to talk or to communicate with other people. Art of communication is very important in managing tourism system. There is no need to shout. Culturally, you have to solve any kind of problem. Communication includes goal of formulation. Communication itself, starting a contact, transmitting or receiving information, argumentation, and making decision. In the process of preparing for business communication, you need to make a kind of plan according to which circumstances you are going to talk. It's necessary to anticipate possible question or not. So you should solve some kind of problem, establishing contacts, creating a favorable atmosphere for communication, attracting attention, arousing interest in conversation. The art of communication is the language of leadership. If you are good communicant, you may be a good leader. You can be a good leader. Managing the organization personnel. So when we speak about the organization personnel, we can say the followings. First of all, it's necessary to classify the staff of tourist organization. They can be travel agent or travel operators, or the business to make profit and meet their needs of tourists. They have to clarify the staff quality. So the personnel management system of an organization, including tourism, consists of the following subsystem: personnel policy, principles, the system of recruitment, and release of personnel. Here you have to clarify which staff is able to do something. Main types of personnel policy are recruitment policy, training policy, remuneration policy, and policy of forming personal procedure, the policy of social relations. So here, each point just depends on you, as well as reward for intermediate results. Independence, freedom to choose a system of action is very important. But sometimes it should be rewarded for the job. They should be rewarded for the implemented work. Independence is very important. Competition within the system. Sometimes they have to compete. And of course, it's possible to increase labor motivation by developing intellectual and entrepreneurial potential based on continuous education and retraining. Each organization should develop flexible, progressive management system that activate the employees' activity. The main system can be the following activities: organization of innovation movement, creation of any kind of plans, and so on. Use of premium system, expanding the scope of activities in order to avoid monotonous. So they should have some kind of changes in their life, their personal, and sometimes periodically to change the nature of work. Sometimes they have to change some kind of furniture design in order to give new feelings. Your staff must know the laws and regulations, speak a foreign language, and they should be able to give a clear, competent answer to a clients, have full information about all tariffs. Professionalism of the staff of the travel company is very important. You have to select, you should know whom to give a job. You should select professional staff. If they are professional, they can satisfy clients' needs. So they can be determined by the following factors: professional training of the manager, professionalism of the management staff, organizational of socio-economic conditions, as well as spirituality, tolerance, and the search for truth, and so on. When we speak about skills of the manager, we can say the followings. Let's wait for the next slide coming. When you speak about skills of manager, they should have the following skills. They should know how to listen. They should know how to present the offer. They should know how to describe the advantages of presented product. They should be able to create benevolent atmosphere, to convince and to leave a good impression. That was all for today. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for being with me. If you have got any questions, you can ask me at any time. Thank you very much.